I like to fly small planes. I actually also do aerobatics. So if you Google Daniel Demetri airplanes or go on YouTube, you'll see me flying up to them. What's Trellis all about? Trellis is really the embodiment of this opportunity to help people get better insurance that's meaningful to them and to simplify that. Ultimately, what we can do with Trellis is break down the silos that exist between insurance and the rest of people's financial lives. So ultimately, we empower consumers to digitally share their insurance information. And that's the same thing they've been doing for hundreds of years. At the end of the day, insurance has always been very complicated. People have always brought their policies to agents' offices, and they've just done it in paper. And as things are digitally transforming, and especially the digital transformation being accelerated with COVID, people don't want to go in person anymore. And the call centers, aren't this experience that millennials want. And so people want to digitally share their information with agents and advisors because that's the channel that they want to use. It's on their own time, it's self-service, it's more efficient, it's more accurate, it's less error prone.
Who are your customers?
Well, we're a marketplace, so we have a two-sided marketplace. So Trellis mostly is licensing its technology to Trellis is licensing its technology to insurance distributors today, as well as working on extending into some of these new use cases and unlocking new kinds of value, rideshare, car dealerships, like online car sales platforms.
Let's talk a little bit about funding. You are a startup after all, and at the beginning of June, you announced that you finished what was it, Series A?
Yes.
10 million?
Yes. Yeah, it was a very exciting round for us. We're excited to be working with QED, which is our lead investor in the Series A. They've been very supportive of us to date and have a lot of experience in FinTech and are going to help us penetrate the FinTech market. And I internally thought, geez, that's really hard. I've never built $2 million of revenue from scratch. And so that seems like a challenge, but I'll try it out. We got to $2 million, having burnt less than half the money that was invested into us. We became profitable within a year and are now at over a $20 million annualized revenue run rate. And at the time that we raised, we're profitable. We were profitable through last year on a net basis. So we had to pay Uncle Sam income taxes, which is not something many startups do in their second year. The advice that I give to founders is that you need to answer basically 4 questions, somewhat in sequence and somewhat in parallel. The first question is, can you build the idea? Like, is it even buildable? Some people, some companies are worth a lot or are working on really hard, technically challenging problems like quantum computing. And there's these cool quantum computing startups, but they don't really know if they can build the thing they want to build. The second thing that you want to de-risk is, will people use this idea? Is it a good idea in the sense that people even want to try it out and use it? Then the next question is, if they do use it, does it create value for them? And then the fourth is, if we create value for people, can we claim that value? I was in line at dinner at a college reunion. One of my prior classmates, who's now a professor of negotiation, told me there's really just growing the pie and carving the pie. And so you need to think in negotiation about building value and claiming value. I would use online dating apps as an example of a business where you might be creating hundreds of thousands of dollars of value for your customers, where they've met their lifelong partner. I mean, what could be more valuable than that? But you'll never be able to claim the full extent of the value for it, because I don't think people want to believe that the app magically was responsible for finding their life partner. They want to believe that they're more, that they are special and deserve this person. And so yeah, so Trellis is at a very exciting inflection point now. We have enough users now that the top insurers are taking interest in how they can use the technology to enhance their core operations. And that's going to be a very pivotal moment, because the moment you take this technology and start working with the top insurers, you start unlocking 10x, 100x, 1000x more value than when you're just with the nascent early adopters of FinTech.